So, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing out there, man? We're back with another edition of what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing out there, man? Oh, I had audio playback going on, so let me try that again. What's going on everybody out there on Twitch? From broadcasting live from twitch.tv/Wrestling with Heat podcast. Trying out Twitch again. I was on there first, and I moved to YouTube, and I don't know if that's working out as well as Twitch did, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on over here in the world of Twitch. I'm gonna try it out, see if I like it. Don't quite know where it's gonna go, but we'll see as time keeps moving, man. We'll see. I have to get used to doing things on Twitch again. I got so used to YouTube. Now I'm switching back and forth, man. This is still going to be uploaded to YouTube, though. YouTube.com/Wrestling with Heat. Catch it on there. Yeah, that's not changing. Still going to be uploaded on YouTube. We're trying this out again. Going back to Twitch. But, yeah, we're here with what I like to call This Week in Wrestling. Episode 2, actually. First episode is available on YouTube.com/Wrestling with Heat. Well, let's not waste any time, man. It's been a crazy week in wrestling. I was actually gonna do this yesterday, but I got a little bit backtracked, so I didn't actually get a chance to do this yesterday. But I'm glad that I waited because we have the monumental news of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff being named executive directors of Raw and SmackDown. Eric Bischoff is going to be running SmackDown. Paul Heyman's going to be running Raw. And this is coming directly from Sports Illustrated. They broke the news early this morning on Thursday, January 27th. It was broken by Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated. Man, it's unbelievable, to be honest. I was completely shocked that the man that tried to put Vince McMahon and WWE out of business, Eric Bischoff, is back in a creative role with the company. That's just completely and utterly shocking to me. I don't know how you guys feel, anybody watching this. I don't know how you all feel about it, but that's insane to me because, Eric Bischoff worked for WWE for a little bit in the early 2000s for 5 years, whatever it was. But to see him being in charge of Raw, in charge of SmackDown, that's completely and utterly shocking. He's going to be the head honcho, apparently, according to the rumor. He's going to be the head honcho along with Paul Heyman. They're going to be running it together, and they're going to be reporting directly to Vince McMahon. Apparently, Bischoff is working directly with Fox, so no shock there as you would expect. But yeah, WWE confirmed the news. I'm a little lost for words. Just I'm trying to think of a way to describe this because Eric Bischoff is known for being the man that ruled WCW throughout the Monday Night War. He brought WCW from this really sad and shameful, to be honest, company. He brought WCW from this poor company that was bleeding money and losing money every time they went on live TV. And he went and he made them head to head, and he actually was kicking WWE's butt for 83 weeks. He has a podcast where he'll remind you constantly that he was in charge of the company that almost ran Vince McMahon out of business. So to see him in this role is something that I was not expecting. I had to do a triple take when I looked on Twitter this morning. But nevertheless, I want to talk about what this potentially means for the company. Now, WWE's creative process has been struggling mightily, to say the least. It has been a really, really tough few months leading up to WrestleMania. Looking back from post WrestleMania to now, it's been a rocky road. Let's call it what it is. But now we have guys that are familiar with running their own company. Bischoff, like I said, running WCW, Paul Heyman running ECW, and Paul Heyman more so is familiar with the way WWE runs their things, with the way they operate. So that's going to change that's going to come into play significantly. I'm sure Eric Bischoff will have a little bit of a learning curve. You know, he's used to being on his own. He's used to doing things in TNA. He was a talent, strictly a talent, when he came into WWE, so it's going to be a little bit different for him. But, man, creatively, WWE's been struggling mightily. It's been lackluster TV. You know, they've been using the same characters over and over and over again. And maybe a guy like Bischoff or a guy like Paul Heyman can see things in some of these other talents, so they can go to bat with Vince for these other talents, like a Bobby Roode, who we don't see on TV every week, which we should. I don't understand why Bobby Roode is not on TV. Can someone explain it to me? Because I don't know. But massive news, nevertheless. That's really all I got to say about it right now. I'm going to come back to it in a little bit, but got to talk Raw. You know, we got to talk about Raw from last week. The Undertaker made his big return. You know, this is really what everybody's talking about. And why The Undertaker returned, we still don't know 100%. But what happened on Raw, basically, Undertaker came out during the handicap match for Roman Reigns with Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and Shane McMahon. He came out, he made his presence felt. You know, he heard the gong, and then I heard the gong, and I was like, oh, The Undertaker, yay. And then we saw him in the ring, and you can't help it. You feel like a kid again when The Undertaker comes out. You know, first instinct is like, oh, Undertaker, oh. But then it's like, Undertaker, you know, and hearing guys shilling for WWE and just defending it's really sad. You know, it's just sad hearing guys like Mark Henry, you know, or Edge or whoever it is defending this Undertaker Goldberg match. You know, like, then the defense is, okay, the Undertaker gets the biggest pop when he's on the show. Okay, just because he gets big crowd reactions doesn't mean that we need to see him wrestle. You know, we don't need to see Undertaker wrestle anymore. The ship has sailed. It's just it's tough. It's tough to watch, and it's not fun. The Undertaker is one of those guys that, you know, he's one of those guys that maybe, like, after the match with Punk should have hung it up, or after he lost to Brock, because that was a really bad performance, the match they had with Brock. And the match that he had with Punk was his last great match. You know, he hasn't had anything come up to that nature, to that speed. And I mean, I'm sure he has a lot to prove. I know he's hearing everybody's criticisms, but these criticisms have been quietly going on for a few years. You know, it's becoming more of a commonplace now than ever. But the last few years, it's really been growing more and more. This whole hating the Undertaker train. But we saw the Undertaker coming out. He attacks Shane. He attacks Drew McIntyre. And why is he helping Roman Reigns? My guess is that he's gonna turn on Roman, or he's gonna challenge Roman to a match after they team together at Extreme Rules. I don't know. It feels so random. It's like this random thrown together tag team match. And normally I'd be excited, but I'm just not for an Undertaker match anymore. Not in 2019. I'm just not into the Undertaker like that anymore. You know, just not. It's unfortunate. It's hard to believe that Roman was really in a lot of trouble to begin with from McIntyre and Shane, considering he beat Drew McIntyre the night before at the pay-per-view, and he would have beaten Shane if it wasn't for McIntyre's help at Super Showdown. But yeah, it's been tough. It's tough to watch, you know. And I don't know. I don't even know what to say. There's not much more I can say than nobody else is saying. It's like, The Undertaker is one of the greatest of all time, yes. No doubt about it. The Undertaker's in almost everybody's top 10. But what more does he have left to prove? He's main evented WrestleManias, won heavyweight championships. Like, he's one of the most popular superstars ever, one of the most popular wrestlers ever. Why is he still coming around? I know that's what a lot of you are wondering. That's what I'm wondering too. So if you see this video, let me know. Twitch.tv/Wrestling with Heat podcast. Tell me what you think about the Undertaker's return. Tell me what you think about Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon as the opponents. You know, maybe Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will come in and they'll look at this situation and they'll say, okay, Vince, this is not working. You know, AEW is around now, and they're younger, they're fresher. You know, they've got better ideas. They have a way with social media that we don't have. You know, they have a presence about them. We need to get younger stars in here. We can't keep relying on The Undertaker, Shane McMahon, Goldberg, Triple H. You know, we can't keep relying on these guys. We got to try something different. We got to move in a different direction. I think that's what they're going to be saying. I'm hoping that we see the fingerprints of Bischoff and Paul Heyman, because those two guys are two of the most creative people ever. And I know Eric Bischoff gets unfair criticisms about killing WCW. Read the Nitro book by Guy Evans. That'll shed some light on a lot of those rumors. That'll show you exactly what happened in WCW. It'll show you why you shouldn't necessarily hate Bischoff, or think that he was really in the wrong 100% of the time. Eric Bischoff, to me, is just one of those guys that he can do things that other people can't. He can. You know, he created the NWO, for Christ's sake. So I think he can come in and he can fix this creative, at least, you know, not obviously not on Raw, but on SmackDown. And this move with Bischoff and Heyman further cements the two brands as separate entities. You know, this is it. I think the wild card rule is going to be done come October when SmackDown's headed to Fox. I really do. You know, I think that's going to be done. We're going to see probably Roman. I think we got to see Becky Lynch on SmackDown too. I think you need two biggest stars going in there with championships. Roman Reigns will be champion in no time. Maybe this decision of having Undertaker return on Raw and help Roman is a last-ditch effort. A last-ditch effort to get Roman cheered before he beats Kofi for the title. Or if Shane is going to defeat Kofi and win the title, it's a last-ditch effort to get Roman ready to dethrone Shane. And just seeing Shane as champion, like, there's got to be a better heel out there than Shane McMahon, for crying out loud, man. But I'm trying not to be super negative, though. The moment was cool. Undertaker's gong is always cool. Seeing him out there, it's still cool. I'd like to see him in special appearances. You know, just I love seeing the Undertaker. I dig him a lot. Let's see what else we got from Raw. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Wow. What a match. That was one of the best matches on Raw that I've seen in quite some time. It was good pacing. You know, Ricochet and AJ had natural chemistry, as you would expect. AJ is just on the top of his game in every way, shape, or form. There's not many guys that are as athletic or more athletic than Ricochet, and AJ might be there. You know, Ricochet is arguably the greatest athlete that we've ever seen in a wrestling ring, ever. I mean, he arguably trumps Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Owen Hart. He arguably is the greatest athlete ever, and he was in full display here. That 630 splash was awesome, you know, but AJ was able to get the win on Raw, and I'm a little confused, but with that finish, you know, I think, yes, it was non-title, so it is a way to set up AJ for a title shot down the line, but then how do you get yourself out of that corner where, okay, AJ just beat Ricochet, but then when the title's on the line, Ricochet is going to get the clean win, or like the club is going to help him, because we saw the club get kicked out by AJ. AJ told him he didn't want them, Gallows and Anderson at ringside. So that confuses me. Like, are we gonna see the club help AJ unwarranted, or are they gonna turn on AJ and help Ricochet win, and then Ricochet's gonna be mad that he had help to win? There's a lot of different angles and different roads they could travel down. I do like the prospect of keeping AJ in the United States title picture. This match felt important for the U.S. title, and it'll make the title feel even more important if these two guys are feuding over it. and be working with AJ will elevate Ricochet, because like they said in the on commentary last at the pay-per-view on Sunday, Ricochet is an up and coming star, and like they said on Raw too, Ricochet is an up and coming star, but he doesn't have the experience. He's not as well traveled as AJ, etc., etc. So it's huge overall. But I was still just a little puzzled by the finish. I don't know why Ricochet lost clean. I get why, but I'm not sure why they did it here. I think this is a time where you could have had a no finish. Could have developed Gallows and Anderson. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking. I would have liked to see a little bit more development with the Gallows and Anderson story, personally. But yeah, hot match, just awesome. Let's see what else we got. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans for all the gold. The winner of that match at Extreme Rules will take home the Raw Women's Championship and the WWE Universal Championship. So we could potentially see Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans leaving Extreme Rules with the titles. Granted, that's highly unlikely. It always is a possibility. I'm not a fan of using Becky Lynch to get Rollins over as a big star. I think Rollins has the capability and ability to stand on his own. And by the look on his face, I don't know if it's just him acting or if it's him genuinely feeling the same. Maybe because he doesn't look too pleased when Becky's out there. They don't look like boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know if that's the dynamic that they're going for. I don't know. I'm not privy to it, but it just looks to me like Rollins is like, I got to work with this girl right now. Like, I don't really want to do this. Like, I want to be on my own. That's just the vibe that I get when I'm watching it. He looks very uncomfortable. He's always looked uncomfortable as a babyface, but he's gotten significantly better at it, more believable. I'm buying into him as a top guy more than recently. I think he's excellent. Aside from AJ Styles, I don't know if there's anyone better than him in the ring. I don't know. I mean, the segment was okay for what it was. The segment was okay. Baron Corbin got some of his heat back. Lacey Evans still looks out of place, but this will be able to hide her weaknesses a little bit more, and it'll make her feel less pressure, I'm sure, having her in there with guys like Rollins, Corbin, and of course Becky, who is the biggest star in the company. But yeah, like I said earlier, not a big fan of Becky elevating Rollins. I think there's more opportunities there. Like you could easily do like Rollins and Samoa Joe, instead of doing Samoa Joe and Kofi Kingston. I think Rollins and Samoa Joe would be brilliant, because Samoa Joe is one of those animal-like characters. He's the perfect heel to build Rollins up. But I mean, Baron Corbin's doing a good job as being a heel too. He makes me hate him. He makes me want to change the channel though. Samoa Joe doesn't make me want to change the channel. I as much as I don't like Samoa Joe, his character, I do like watching him wrestle. I don't really like anything about Baron Corbin. I just want to watch something else when he's on there. And the use of him in the top spot is not my ideal challenger for Rollins. But I don't book this stuff. I just talk about it. What more can I say? Yeah, so Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe. I'm pretty excited for the prospect of that, even though it was unexpected. I think it is fresh and sometimes a surprise is good. As much as I'd like to see him in there with Rollins, I really can't complain that Joe is in the top spot. The only nitpick that I have is, why did Samoa Joe lose the United States title and then instantly get into a WWE title spot? I know wins and losses don't matter, but from a logic standpoint, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me as a viewer. Like, why am I going to buy into this guy who just lost the mid-card title to Ricochet? Why am I going to buy into him as the WWE Championship challenger? Because he choked him out after he had 2 matches, one with Kevin Owens and one with Sami Zayn. Like, he did a really cowardly thing. Yes, I get it. He made people hate him. I get that 110%. But that doesn't really, to me, as a fan, present this character as someone that I see as a potential legitimate contender. But it is wrestling, and that doesn't always matter. logic is thrown out the window in WWE, time in, time out. And yeah, I love it. I love Kofi as champion. He's really grown on me. I was not really for it at first, him having a long run, but I'm really liking it now. I'm hoping that he keeps the title for a long time. You know, let him have a run, and he's doing a good job. He's been a really good champion. He's been a fighting champion. He's been a great character. I'm all for it. He and Samoa Joe are going to tear the house down. I'm 100% sure about that. I'm just hoping the rumors aren't true that Shane McMahon is going to be the one to beat him for the title, because that's not good heat. That's just silliness. Shane, too much overexposure of Shane. I'm happy for Joe though, and it's going to be a good match. Extreme Rules. I wonder what kind of stipulation they're going to have. Maybe we get like a tables match or a cage match or a ladder match or something. Because especially a ladder match, because any way you can boost Kofi's athleticism, and you can market that into a match, I think you got to go for it. I mean, Kofi is way too athletic to not put him in, to not take advantage of it, quite frankly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. And another piece of news, going back to Seth Rollins, we've got this whole social media beef going on with Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay. Basically, Seth Rollins said, "I'm the best pro wrestler. Show me anyone that's alive that does what I do on a weekly basis, has my schedule, wrestles as many matches as I do." And so Will Ospreay quotes the tweet and says, "I'm alive." And then Seth Rollins gets really defensive, saying, "Oh, you know, things like kid and little buddy or little guy, whatever. We have Ricochet, who's a better you, and don't step to me, carry my bags, whatever." Just belittling, demoralizing statements for really no reason, because like Will Ospreay responded. Let me see if I can actually pull up the response. Will Ospreay responded, "You love adding stuff, don't you? I mean, the original question was, find anyone else alive who does what I do as well as I do, as often as I do it." So, Will Ospreay said, "Okay, here I am, just as consistent, just as good. Hope your back heals up, Seth." So, yeah, Seth says, "If you want to talk how many matches we have, let's compare bank accounts too. That's counting a month off with a broken back." I mean, all Will Ospreay said was, "I wrestle as many matches as you," and Rollins got really defensive, saying he's richer than Ospreay, but I mean, Ospreay's making good money too, so I don't know. It was not a good look. This nonsensical feud, and Rollins, quote unquote, standing up for his company, calling it the best pro wrestling company too. I thought that was a good move, bold move, putting his flag in the ground and saying, "Hey, WWE is the best pro wrestling in the company. I stand by my company." I get that, but to go attack somebody who has the same credentials as you, maybe in your mind on a lesser scale, I don't know. It was not a good look for Seth Rollins, arguing with somebody who's supposed to be so below him. Not a good look for him. I thought it made him look clownish. I would not be comfortable with this guy as my leader if I was on the WWE roster. Someone, an egomaniac like that. I don't know. It just made him look like a clown to me. He looked silly. Like, why are you going on about your bank account? Baron Corbin saved the day though. When he came in, he said, "More important fact, Baron Corbin has wrestled more matches in 2019 than Will Ospreay. Another fact, I don't actually know who you are, I just wanted to be a part of the convo." I thought that was funny, making light of the situation. I really enjoyed that. Baron Corbin siding with his boy, Rollins. And maybe he really doesn't know who Will Ospreay is. If you are a wrestling fan and you don't know who Will Ospreay is, though, what kind of wrestling fan are you? That would be my response to Baron Corbin. Because I'm sure he's a fan too, not just a performer. I'm sure he watches other wrestling. Maybe not. Maybe he's so burned out that when he's not wrestling, he wants to get away 100%. And I wouldn't blame him for that either. But the situation with Rollins, I was just really, it really dawned on me. I was just thinking, like, if you're the top guy, why are you wasting your time? Why are you trying to bully people on the internet? I don't know. I just don't get what he was. I don't get the purpose of the whole spiel, the whole social media spiel. It lost me. I was I was just puzzled by it. I was just laughing, really, honestly. Um, and then the last thing I want to talk about today before I get out of here um, is AEW. AEW Fyter Fest is coming up this Saturday, streaming live for free on Bleacher Report Live. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for this show. It's going to be AEW's second ever show, following Double or Nothing. We got a big taste of what AEW is all about. They made a great first impression. Now we totally get to see. We got Jon Moxley's debut. You know, we get to see some of the other guys on the roster in feature spots. Joey Janela's in a feature spot against Moxley. We have a newcomer, Darby Allin. I really don't know a lot about him. I watched his indie match with Jon Moxley from a few weeks back. It was great. We've got the Elite back together, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. They're going to face the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid. That's going to be an awesome 6-man tag match. I mean, that match alone is reason enough to watch this show. And it's streaming free on Bleacher Report Live. Like, why not watch it? I'm just going to do a quick run through of every match, though. Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabali in a hardcore match. Alex Jabali, as far as I know, is in charge of CEO Gaming. Yeah, he's in charge of CEO Gaming. It's a fighting game tournament. He's the guy that's making this all possible. He's the one that partnered with AEW, and he's actually getting in the ring. He's been training for a little over a year because he was supposed to wrestle at the last Fyter Fest convention, I guess, the one that the CEO show that New Japan Pro Wrestling did, mainly just Kenny Omega and some other second level guys from New Japan. It wasn't really promoted well, but they did have a show last year actually. But this will be the first with AEW, of course. This is Kenny Omega's baby, I'm assuming. But Michael Nakazawa, Alex Jabali, hardcore match. I think it'll be okay. It's a pre-show match. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be a show stealer of any sort. I don't know a lot about Michael Nakazawa. I know I've seen him in the hilarious skits with Matt Jackson, you know, where he's like having nightmares about Michael Nakazawa coming to like kill him or whatever. That stuff's funny to me. But I never actually seen him wrestle in a one-on-one match, I don't think. I mean, I saw him a little bit in the pre-show, the buy-in Battle Royal. That was cool. But yeah, I'm actually excited for this prospect. I mean, Japanese wrestlers in a hardcore match, that is enticing alone. Sign me up for it. You know, if an executive, like a real company executive like Alex Jabali, is willing to get into the ring with a wrestler in a hardcore match, I think he's going to go all out. You know, this may be his only opportunity to have a match on a big stage. So I'm looking forward to it. So we've got Kylie Rae versus Leva Bates. That's going to be a pre-show match. Kylie Rae has been called AEW's Bayley, and kind of what she is. She kind of plays the same giddy, like smiley chick gimmick. I like her though. I think she's really cute. You know, not in a weird way, but I think she's cute. Like her character is really cute. She's gonna be a star, definitely. We got Leva Bates though. I don't know a lot about her. She was Blue Pants. Oh, she was Blue Pants in NXT. Okay, I remember her now. Yeah, she was a damn good wrestler. Yeah, she got over pretty well, pretty big in NXT. It's unfortunate that she didn't really get a chance to stick around. You know, she didn't really do anything aside from being a jobber. But now she's got a chance with All Elite Wrestling, and that's going to be a theme, I think. You know, we're going to see a theme. We're going to see a theme of wrestlers that were underutilized in WWE. Jon Moxley, just to name one. And we're going to see a theme of that going on where these wrestlers like Leva Bates are going to be given a spot to do what they can do. They're going to have creative freedom. They're going to have time with their matches. They're going to be priorities of a show. And this is only a pre-show, but the AEW's got that cool factor right now, and everything they're doing, the fans are going to be super into. You know, they're just delivering great wrestling, and people will get behind it. They're not aiming to insult people's intelligence. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to actually watching Blue Pants wrestle again. I haven't seen her wrestle in a long time. So I don't actually know what we're gonna get from this one. I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. Let's get right to it. We got another buy-in pre-show match. Best Friends versus SCU. Just Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian versus Private Party. Private Party is also It's also a relatively new talent that a lot of people watching this show probably don't know, similar to Darby Allin. They were independent wrestlers who were discovered by AEW and given a shot at the big time now. This is going to be their debut match, if I'm not mistaken, and the winner of this three-way tag team match will advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first-round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. So the winners of this match will get the opportunity to wrestle for a bye at All Out. Not sure who their opponents will be at All Out, but it's going to be another tag team. I don't know, maybe the Young Bucks. I don't know. But looking at this one, I think the winners here are going to be SCU. It makes the most sense to me. They have some fanfare. They're a part of being the elite cast. They're full-time contracted performers. I think Best Friends are too, but these it seems like SCU has more priority. They're more over. I think they're gonna go with them to win. That would be my guess. I wouldn't be surprised though if Best Friends won too. They're awesome, but really what I'm looking forward to is seeing Private Party for the first time. I'm intrigued to see their coming out party. I want to see how good of performers they are. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that they're good performers. Then we have a three-way women's match: Yuka Sakazaki versus Rio versus Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is she's known as the first first transgender female wrestler. I think she is the first female transgender wrestler. I remember reading that. I don't know how true it is though. Don't quote me if I'm incorrect. I don't remember much about Rio. I believe she has been compared to the female Kylie Ray, the Japanese Kylie Ray rather. And then Yuka Sakazaki, she's been on the LWE scene. You know, those women were great in that six women tag match at Double or Nothing. I think this three-way match is going to be fine. I'm going to go with Nyla Rose winning it. She's the AEW talent. I just think that's going to be the priority. But this is going to be a showcase match so everybody can see what these three girls can really do. Maybe we'll see a fatal four-way surprise. Maybe we'll see Brandy Rose wrestle. I don't know. Christopher Daniels versus Sema. Sema's another guy that I'm relatively new to. I don't know a lot about him. I know he worked with Daniels way back when in Japan and on the indie scene. Daniels, I'm more familiar with. He's been in Ring of Honor. He's been in Impact. He's been everywhere except WWE. These two guys are going to have a good match, just judging from what I've seen from Sema at Double or Nothing and what I've seen in passing clips and finding him. These two guys are going to have an exceptional match. I don't see why not. Daniels is one of those guys that can have a good match with anybody. Sema looks to be one of those guys too. They have great chemistry. I'm all for it. Daniels will probably get the win. I don't know if this match will have any implications going on for the future, but we'll see. Then we've got the Fatal 4-Way match. Adam Page, Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, MJF, all in the ring together, all fighting, all showcasing their skills. Adam Page is going to get the win here. I don't think there's any other way to put it. MJF is one of the young guys that they're building the company around. He's a young heel. Jimmy Havoc is freaking crazy, man. Jimmy Havoc will do anything. He's one of those crazy, insane deathmatch performers. Jungle Boy is he's a relatively new guy. He's the son of Luke Perry. Don't know a whole lot about Jungle Boy, but I'm looking forward I'm looking forward and intrigued to see more about him. But Adam Page is going to get the win, and I think this match will be crazy. This might be the second best match of the night. No, maybe this will be the third best match of the night because, the Elite, the Lucha Bros, Moxley, and Janela, that's going to be just incredible. Yeah, let's talk about that. Jon Moxley, Joey Janela in a non-sanctioned match. AEW announced 2 days back that Jon Moxley, Joey Janela, they're going to face each other in a non-sanctioned match. Perfect match for these two guys. These two guys are daredevils. I really love the video packages that were put together for this. They're promoting this match pretty well. The promo that Joey Janela cut was fantastic in the funeral home with the coffin, talking about how like if he can't have a great match, then he might as well be in the coffin. If he's gonna let a corporation hold him back, like Jon Moxley did. He referred to Jon Moxley being held back and being a PG version of himself. And then we saw a promo with Moxley where we saw some clips from him from him in his indie wrestling days when he was just an insane bloodbath wrestler. Before he went on to become Dean Ambrose. I'm super looking forward to this match, and I don't really care who wins it. I win in this match, because this is going to be this is a dream match for some people, and it's a chance to see what Jon Moxley is going to bring to the table. We don't know what this is going to be. We don't know if this is going to be like a cheese grater to the head match. We don't know how crazy they're going to get, how innovative, how violent these two are going to get. We don't know what AEW is going to allow them to do, so I'm curious to see it. It's definitely going to be more brutal than a WWE style match, but just how brutal, that's really the question. But if I had to make a prediction, I would say Moxley gets the win. He's the internationally known star, but Joey Janela losing to him won't hurt him at all. Joey Janela beating Moxley, maybe not the best idea moving forward. The Elite versus the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. I don't even really have to say much about this. You already know what it's going to be. This is going to be crazy. A lot of Lucha Libre style action. Kenny Omega's there, so we're going to have a lot of strong style. Lots of flips. This match is going to be quick paced, fast. There's a lot of action going back and forth. You don't want to blink. If you blink, you're going to miss something. The Elite's probably going to win. Be my guess. Lucha Bros recently won their titles won their AAA tag team titles back from the Young Bucks, but I don't know if that's really going to factor in here. Then we have Cody versus Darby All In, which I guess is going to be the main event of the show. I don't know. No, I think the Elite and the Lucha Bros probably be the main event, but Cody versus Darby All In. This is clearly an opportunity for Cody to put over a young guy and give him the rub. Cody probably will beat him, but he'll be able to put him over strong, make him look good, and that's really all I can say. I don't know a lot about Darby Allin. I'm super intrigued to see what he and Cody can do. And hey, man, that's it for this episode. If you watch this on twitch.tv/wrestlingwithheat podcast, please leave a follow. Like the video on YouTube, spread the word. Catch us on all forms of on-demand audio platforms, podcast platforms, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, you name it, Google Play, we're everywhere. Thank you for listening to this, and hopefully I'll see you guys here next week when I'm back live talking more wrestling. We'll probably be back next Wednesday, next Thursday. There's no pay-per-views going on, so we'll see what's up in the world of wrestling. I might do some MMA talk later. I don't know. We'll see.